See how it work out. Hope I don't freeze up, y'all. Football Sunday, football day. How about it? Merciful, my man Big J. Football is back. What's the deal, big fella? What we looking like, man?
Man, it was crazy today. Another Sunday with unbelievable stuff happening. Somehow, some way, the Chiefs outdid and out-defense Dallas's defense.
How about them Cowboys?
And then the Bills just dropped an egg bomb. The Colts just ran all over them. My man John Taylor, 5 touchdowns, 4 running, 1 passing. Ran all over.
How they let that happen?
Well, they got exposed. I don't know if they were looking further back, and they got a short week. They got to play on Thursday night, so I didn't understand that one either.
No,
Saints,
not at all.
Eagles came back. Washington football team came back. So they making some noise and said, hey, we're not out of this yet.
Nah, Washington stepped their game up.
Yeah, my man Chris Heineke stepped in and said, hey, we talking all this Cam return. I used to play here too, so let me make it my house. And he showed out. He showed out. I saw that game firsthand in Carolina, and he showed out. He was like, look, I got things to say about this too. So Cam had his options. He had his chances, 4th and 3. He decided to try to fake a run. Didn't work. Got sacked. Game over.
His arm was strong today.
Yeah. Cam kind of, I don't remember him going too deep on the deep balls, though. He kind of like dinked and dunked it all day long. Joey Sly also got a little revenge in, too, because he used to be on the Panthers, and they cut him, so he kicked about 4 field goals, tied the game out of Roy for it.
Right.
So right here, the Steelers getting a hard time with the Chargers. Chargers got up 14-10. About to be in the second.
Came out strong.
They said forget this too. So it's I remember we talked about Vegas a couple of weeks ago, but this is just straight up parody though. This is parody now because the Steelers, mind you, they tied with the Lions last week, and now they're struggling at home in the rain, and now they're struggling with the Chargers. So it's a lot of parody going back and forth. There's a lot of jabs being thrown left and right here and stuff, and
but the Steelers
well, yeah, the Steelers should have control of this game, but they don't. Ben's back and everything, but it doesn't look like they got everything in sync just so far. So they're still trying to work the kinks out.
Not just yet.
No.
Not just yet.
No. Then you saw Russell Wilson lose his 3rd game in a row. So, out in Seattle, and the Cardinals win again without DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray. So, it's a lot of parity going on. So it's a lot of parity. A lot of teams are a little evenly made and evenly done. And looked like you froze for a sec. But a lot of parity going on back and forth. So we have to figure out what's going to be. There's no real clear shot of who's going to, stepping up and, saying, hey, this guy's a definite Super Bowl contender. This guy's definitely going to be in the Super Bowl. We thought it was going to be whoever won today's game between the Chiefs and Dallas would definitely have the pole position of that situation. But it was not to be done because right now, I mean, the Chiefs have a defense. The secondary played out of their mind. I mean, Dallas has none of the change. They already came into the game without Amari Cooper, and then CeeDee Lamb got a concussion as well, so they were down to like the 3rd stringer. So Mike Gallup, everybody just had to pay attention to him. Then they shut down the tight end, and then they keep the running game in check. Zeke didn't go off. He got hurt at one point in the game. And then Tony Pollard just tried to hold his best that he could. But the defense of the Chiefs definitely stepped up. So the Chiefs with a defense is kind of crazy, but it's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. One day the defense is playing, another day the offense is playing. The next day Yeah, they don't play at the same time. It's like Clark Kent and Superman. They never play at the same time and put that whole package complementary football together. If they do and they can figure that out, then it's good.
Right.
Then it should be rolled.
I really think that Seattle's going to get shook up. The coach is going to be out of there, man.
Oh, yeah. Pete Carroll, I think he's past his prime. I mean, he's still preaching the same thing he preached 10, 15 years ago. I mean, people done retired. People done died since that. You know, Legion of Boom is gone. Russell Wilson doesn't, he's not in sync. He's lost the locker room. That rah-rah talk is cool when you first come out of college, but now you're dealing with grown men who are millionaires. You don't have to listen. I ain't sweating my scholarship no more. It's a totally different atmosphere, and it's hard to make it.
They need some new blood. They need a new coach in there. They're going to get this. He guarantee you he's out of there. You can see the look on his face. He don't even.
He has no emphasis. It passes by. He might end up a defensive coordinator somewhere else, but head coach time. I think he needs to take a step back. I agree with you on that.
Because that team is a good team, but the plays it's got to get shook up. They got to shake it up over there, and not rebuild it. It's time for a new coach.
And everybody else is younger, right? So the Cardinals got younger with their coach. The Niners got younger with their coach, and the Rams obviously are young with their coach. So everybody's younger. So he's kind of like the elder statesman of the NFC West. So he's like the oldest coach out of the three. I think he's the oldest coach in the league, actually. Him and Belichick went right up there. So I hear what you're saying, and I definitely agree with you on that one because it doesn't seem he almost broke it again.
Right, exactly.
So I think I hear what you're saying on those two parts that, they're definitely going to need to do something new and change it up because obviously Russell Wilson, that whole thing off season, we weren't sure about that. They said, okay, let's keep them together, kept them together. They still don't got it going on and still no running game since, the Skittles kid left.
Exactly.
Yeah, they can't figure it out. So once they figure that out, definitely should draft a running back and get that defense together because that's getting kind of old. The Legion of Boom's done and old too.
Legion of Boom is done. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night we got our boys.
Tomorrow night, live and direct. I mean, anything's possible. You've seen it happen. Tom Brady has some nightmares. He had 2 more Super Bowl rings, but the Giants defense kind of came up and showed out. Can they do that tomorrow? We'll have to see. Everybody's got to play above their heads, really. You're playing on the road, playing on Tampa Bay. You got some Giants fans in there, definitely, but it's up to, can they keep Brady isolated? Last week, Brady didn't have as great a game as everybody expected, and he looked pretty, old school, tired.
He was kind of stiff.
Yeah, and he came after a bye, which is really surprising. Usually he comes slamming and through. Gronk is back, so that might help. Antonio Brown's still up in the air, so we don't know about him, but Chris Godwin, he's still in there, and then Mike Evans as well. So it's going to be interesting. The Giants can keep Brady off the field, that'll be something. Or if the defense can keep him in 3 and outs. The defense keep them on 3 and outs and stuff like that, then they'll be okay. Right. But other than that, I mean, it could be a blowout or it could be a Giants. Yeah, of course, it's up to Daniel Jones. Can Daniel Jones handle the pressure? Yeah. The Buccaneers defense isn't what it was last year. Let's just be honest with you. They got ran over last week. Yeah, so Daniel Jones, if they let him do what he does, which is run the ball sometimes, and if he holds the ball and doesn't fumble it, we got a good shot. I mean, I'm not putting it past it like it's a guaranteed win. Buccaneers going to win. No, defense shows up once in a while.
It ain't guaranteed. Giants defense, everyone they'll shock you.
Yeah, and then they like what? Then they start feeding off of that, and then that rolls over to the offense. Next thing you know, they're doing it. I mean, they got blown out by the Rams earlier the year. They got their sit backs and figure out what the heck they doing, but they come back. They usually bounce back pretty good. They coming off a bye week also. So Kadarius Toney's back. Sterling Shepard's back. So I mean, he's got his options, and Ingram's finally coming around as far as a tight end. Even Kyle Rudolph finally learned to catch the ball, so they can run the ball and spread the ball around on offense. Keep Brady on the sideline. They'll be all right. So that's how Heineke won last week. Heineke beat the Reds. They just kept them off the field. They held the ball last 10 minutes of the game. So it's pretty cool.
Right now for me, Arizona right now is like the clear favorite for everything. I don't know anybody else right now is looking like the clear leader ahead right now. Arizona is like the clear leader right now in the NFL.
Right now, they got everything together, and they're winning without their stars. So that means everybody else is stepping up. So when the stars return, it's going to be easier transition and be like, oh, okay, we just got to get our feet wet. Even AJ Green is really doing his thing out there too. They thought he was the old man on the totem pole, but he's figured out how to, make that happen as well. So, I mean, as long as you got everybody working on all cylinders, run the ball, play defense, pass the ball around. I mean, Colt McCoy definitely stepped up into the plate. He threw like 45 times today and sprayed the ball around. Got everybody involved and everything. So even Zach Ertz is making his noise coming out of Philadelphia and the Eagles. He's making his noise too. So it's going to be good. I mean, if I had to by default, then I'd go with Carr.
Making a little noise himself.
What's that?
Exactly. So I don't know, man. We gonna see what it look like. We gonna see what it turn out. I don't know how this game gonna end up. This game can go any kind of way right now. But right
now it's the Chargers are really trying to take that to them and stuff. They're trying to run the ball, and Ben's trying to get his feet wet and everything back with his receivers. So he's down a couple of big ones. Juju Smith-Schuster ain't playing. So back to Claypool, he's trying to get that going in game time. So they're trying to figure that out. But this was a big upset as well. The Vikings actually came back and won. Kirk Cousins actually had a good game. Rodgers, they gave enough time. Rodgers did his comeback, tied the game up. But at the end of the game, Kirk Cousins managed to lay down. And Joseph kicked that game-ending field goal. 34-31, Vikings probably won a close one. The Vikings always been in every game, but sometimes they'll win and sometimes they'll lose.
Vikings to be a tosser, but I like them. I like the Vikings, man.
They're gritty. I used to like the Titans, but till today, I don't know what happened to them. The defense just couldn't do anything. I don't know. But the Titans still have the lead on the pole position on the playoff picture, though. That's the crazy thing. They 8-3 and they beat who they need to beat. But sometimes that's just the NFL. You're going to lose to the game. They're like, where'd you come from? Why are you losing this game to them? So that and the Texans really surprised me too. I was like, what?
The Patriots is a problem.
Yeah, the Patriots are serious. Let's just put it out there. And they're going on notice and they're like, okay, you laughed at us last year. Here we come. You give me a couple of weeks. He said September was an extension of the preseason. Give me 4 more weeks. You're going to laugh at this kid. Now we throwing downfield. What are you laughing about? Now I'm running this ball. I'm running the ball with rookies. I'm throwing the ball with rookies, and I still got my defense. So Bill's like, okay, here we come. And then the Bills said, and then next thing you know, the Bills lose today. So are they nervous about playing the Patriots 2 weeks from now? I don't know. So they lost today. They got to play the Saints on Thursday, and they got the Patriots right after that. So that's not looking good. So they better figure it out in 4 days and get them stuff together. Otherwise, the Patriots going to take over the AFC East all over again. Exactly. So they got to play the Patriots twice, though. It's a long season. We're only halfway through. So they still haven't paid the Patriots at all.
I'm cutting in and out, man. So I'm going to cut this short because I'm cutting in and out. We on the road. Yeah. I'm having trouble, but so we cutting in and out, so we going to cut it short.
No problem, more.
Tomorrow night, we going for a remote location.
We're going to try to do it.
Remote location.
We'll be live from Hickory Tavern up in North Lake Mall in Charlotte, North Carolina. Giants, Buccaneers.
How about
Try
that?
to do a live play to see how that go. If it go right, we'll do it. If we're not, we'll try. You know what I mean? I'm all into it.
Exactly. So, you know what I mean? Let's shut it down. Football tomorrow night. Tampa Bay Giants. We see what make it happen, man. I'm the merciful, my man Big J. Football is what he do.
That's what we do. That's how we do here. For real,
exactly,
for real.
Man. We see y'all tomorrow. Monday Night Football halftime. We're going to jump on it for a real quick second. And we're going to be out of there, man. Get your picks together. We going in, man. Football, Big J.
Big J.
Easy, fella.
All right, merciful. Safe travels, man.
My
all
man.
Right. Night.